up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm actually on vacation right now. I'm in Indiana visiting my family. So that's why I have my mobile set up right now, why the camera looks different. The mic probably sounds a little bit different. But I still wanted to get some content out. So today I'm going to be doing a gameplay video of me with the OTS 9 and the Swiss sniper rifle on Rebirth. It was a 17 kill game. But I do want to give some background on this. So I think the OTS basically should entirely replace the Cold War MP5. Cold War MP5 basically was used because it had a really good TTK up close, but it had really hard to control recoil. So that's one thing. The OTS has fantastic TTKs, better than the Cold War MP5, and it's very controllable. It feels a lot like a MAC-10 in terms of recoil. And it also actually has more damage per mag than the MAC-10 does, and we'll look at that. I also want to look at TTKs, so we'll jump into that in a second. But as always, if you like the content, consider dropping a subscription. Helps us grow, helps keep the website live and updated. Consider dropping a like and a comment. That helps us out with the algorithm and helps the YouTube channel. We're getting pretty close to 200,000 subscribers, which is pretty awesome. So I appreciate the support from you guys as always. But let's jump into the stats and look at TTK charts and time to kill, as well as the damage per mag. All right, so first let's talk about the TTKs compared to the Cold War MP5 as well as the MAC-10. I think the OTS can replace a lot of people's MAC-10s as well. The recoil feels very similar on the MAC-10 to the OTS to me. The one thing, the MAC-10 has more range, but we'll talk about that when we look at the TTK charts as well as the damage per mag numbers. So first up, we have the MP5 Cold War in orange, the OTS 9 in pink, the MAC-10 in cyan, and this is 250 health chest shots to start with, which is the most common shot location. So you can see the OTS wins by a pretty decent amount here. Beats the Cold War MP5 by about 70 milliseconds, which is pretty significant. And it beats the MAC-10 by even more. It beats the MAC-10 by about 90 milliseconds, which is a pretty dramatic difference in TTK. It does have the shortage range. The OTS only goes out to 8.2 meters. But the Cold War MP5 is only 9 meters, so it's virtually no difference there. That's like something you're pretty much never going to notice, never going to feel the effects of in the game. The MAC-10 does have about twice the damage range as the OTS. And then the OTS actually has 3 drop-offs instead of or 2 drop-offs instead of 1, like most of the other SMGs. So it gets this first drop-off where it goes up to matching the Cold War MP5 out to about 16 meters, and then the Cold War MP5 will be faster from there on, but that's not really where you're using SMGs, and the OTS has so much better recoil than the Cold War MP5 that it's going to be way more effective out at range. Even though the TTKs are worse, you're going to hit so many more shots that I would say out here, the OTS is dramatically better than the Cold War MP5 still. So it's like, it kills faster up close, and it has better recoil for range. So really the only thing the Cold War MP5 is going to win, you're going to see, is damage per mag. Mobility-wise, the OTS feels very, very similar to the Cold War MP5 to me. It doesn't feel quite as fast as the MAC or the Milano, but it feels very quick still, faster than the Modern Warfare SMGs for sure. Just more mobile in general. But back to comparing the OTS to the MAC-10 as well. Basically, it's going to kill way faster than the MAC in the first damage range, and then a little bit slower than the MAC in the second damage range. But it feels, recoil-wise, a lot like the MAC-10 to me. So you can hit all those shots, and you're still going to win a bunch of fights, even though it doesn't have great TTKs out there. And you'll see in the gameplay, I'm running this MAC running this OTS with a Swiss sniper on Rebirth. So obviously, I have to use it at a variety of different ranges, and I build it pretty effectively for that. And I'll show you the builds that I use in the video as well. But I really think the OTS pretty much fully replaces the Cold War MP5. Cold War MP5 will win in damage per mag. We'll go to that in a second here. But in some cases, it can replace the MAC-10. The MAC-10 is going to be a little bit better for probably like mid-range. But if you're using the OTS like an SMG and you want to win all those fights up close and still win a lot of the fights that you would have won with the MAC-10, I think the OTS is a great choice to replace your MAC-10. So if you're a MAC-10 user, I would recommend giving the OTS a try and seeing what it feels like. It feels very, very good to me. I pretty much run it exclusively now over most of the other SMGs just because I love that TTK up close, and it feels really controllable like the MAC, and it has good mobility. But let's jump over and look at the damage per mag values, because that's something that people worry about because the OTS only has a 40-round mag. All right, so let's take a quick look at damage per mag. So I've got the Modern Warfare MP5, Cold War MP5, MAC-10, OTS 9 from that first 0 to 8 meters, and then OTS 9 from 8 to 16 meters. And I only included the 8 to 16 meters, so I'd have a fair comparison with the MAC-10. So in the first 0 to 9 meters, the Modern Warfare MP5 and Cold War MP5 have about 1600 damage per mag, and these values are not directly chest, head, or extremities. I did 20% head, 30% chest, 25% stomach, 25% extremities to get like an average value across the body, and I think that's a pretty good number, pretty good measure percentage-wise of where people hit their targets. So I did the same thing for all the guns here. So comparing the OTS from 0 to 8 meters to the Modern Warfare MP5, Cold War MP5, OTS is done at 1400, so that's like 10%, a little bit more than 10% less damage per mag, which is not that significant, especially with the OTS having an insane reload. So the 40 round fast mag on the OTS feels like it has very little penalty to ADS. I don't have the numbers for this yet. This will be one of the first things I do when I get back from vacation is get all the OTS mag numbers as well as reload times and base stats. Basically, this video is more going on feel than the actual stats for the gun. Obviously, TTK I know the numbers for, and damage per mag I know the numbers for, but I don't have all the movement speed and things. But I can tell you it feels very quick. It feels like a Cold War MP5. It doesn't quite feel like a Mac 10 or a Milano, like I said, but it feels great. But the 40 round fast mag feels like it has very little penalty, and the reload time is insane. It's literally like 1.5 seconds or less. So you get this 1400 damage per mag, but you get a much faster reload time than either the Modern Warfare MP5 or Cold War MP5. So you can get a full mag reload in just a split second, which is huge and really makes that 1400 not feel like a problem at all. And you'll see that in the video, the gameplay footage. Compared to the Mac 10, so using these percentages that I used for head, chest, stomach, extremities, the Mac 10's at 1222, so it's actually about, I don't know, 10 or 15% less than the OTS from 0 to 8 meters. But then because the damage range is twice as far on the Mac 10, I thought it was important to include the second damage range for the OTS. So from 8 to 16 meters, the damage per mag is a little below 1,000 for the OTS. But like I said, the reload time is so much faster on the OTS than the Mac 10, the Cold War MP5, and the Modern Warfare MP5 that you can really get away with this, especially since it has a better damage per mag up close, which is where you're going to be trying to use your SMG a lot of the time. So the average from 0 to 16 meters for the OTS is about 1200, so it pretty much matches the Mac 10 if you average it out across that first 16 meters, which is the same damage range as the Mac 10. So yes, it does have a low damage per mag, but it's super accurate, and I feel like you can really get away with that low damage per mag because the reload time is so good, the TTKs are so good, the mobility is so good, the accuracy is really good too. I mean, it feels like a Mac 10 to me in terms of recoil. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. I really think if you're using a Cold War MP5 still, you should 100% try the OTS and most likely replace your Cold War MP5 with the OTS. I'll give you guys my 2 favorite builds with the OTS before we start the video. I think if you use a Mac 10, you should definitely give the OTS a shot and see if you like it and see if it feels better to you. I pretty much am going to be replacing my Mac 10 with the OTS. I don't really use the Mac 10 that much to begin with, but I love it. I love the OTS. I think it's absolutely one of the best SMGs in the game. So I'll show you the builds now, and then we'll get into gameplay. All right, so this is going to be the first build that I recommend. This is more of an actual SMG build that you would use on like Verdansk with maybe like a Krig or a C58. Basically, you got the Grew suppressor for damage range and bullet velocity. The ADS times are very good on this gun, so I'm not worried about using the regular suppressor. I don't want to hurt that damage range even more. It's already only 8 meters, so I don't want to use the regular suppressor to hurt my damage range even more. Bruiser grip, this is for mobility. It gives you 3% movement speed and 3% sprint speed and 3% like ADS movement speed as well. It scales with all those things. Like I said, the 40 round fast mag doesn't feel like it penalizes you very much, so it's worth using. You get crazy fast reloads with this, and it really doesn't feel like it hurts your ADS time that bad. So I recommend that mag. 5mm laser sight, this is because I like to hip fire. If you're not somebody who hip fires, then probably go with like Tiger Team just for better mobility. The reason I don't use a barrel is because I feel like the SMG barrels are just kind of bad. Task Force would be an okay choice, but as far as the other barrels go, I just don't think they're worth using. Task Force is decent, but it is going to make the recoil quite a bit worse, so it's up to you if you want to take that recoil hit. I generally don't like to make my recoil really bad, so that's why I stay away from the Task Force. I use an optic on this. That's just personal preference. The irons are okay. They're not bad. There's this weird like parallax effect where the back iron sights will actually kind of cover up the front pin when you're aiming left or right really quickly. So I like to use the microflex just to completely clear up my optic. I like to be able to see my target. I feel like it's something that's a little more important than most people think. So this is the build that I use for basically running with another AR. And then if I'm going to run it on Rebirth, I don't really use it on Verdansk with a sniper, just because there's too many engagements that are in the mid-range on Verdansk. But I feel like you can get away with it on Rebirth, and that's what I use in this. This is the build that I use in the video today. I didn't have the KGB skeletal stock at the time, so I was actually using the Spetsnaz stock. The movement speed, mobility benefits are very similar between those two stocks. Basically, the trade-off is the KGB skeletal gives you much better sprint to fire time, whereas the Spetsnaz stock will give you much better hipfire. The hipfire penalty is much lower. So it's kind of a trade-off there. I like them both in this case because I like to hipfire, so if I can have better hipfire, I like that. But sprint to fire time is just super, super important. So in general, I would recommend the KGB skeletal over the Spetsnaz. So this is running with the Swiss, the Kar 90, or the Swiss sniper rifle. So again, grease suppressor for damage range, bullet velocity. Same reasons as before. I'm building this more to work with that Swiss, so a little bit longer range. So that's why I use the Spetsnaz grip. 40 round fast mag, again, same reasons as before. Just little penalties and you get crazy fast reload time, which you kind of need since it doesn't have great damage per mag. And then Microflex LED again. I just feel like an optic's really good on this gun. So those are my two favorite builds. That's all I wanted to show you. I'll show you the Swiss real fast too, I guess. This is the Swiss that I use. I've covered this a bunch of times, but I absolutely love this thing. I love this on both Verdansk and Rebirth. I think it's great on both. Obviously today's video is on Rebirth, but fantastic build for the Swiss. But let's jump into the gameplay, and you can see the 17 kill game with the OTS and the Swiss. Before getting to the gameplay, I do want to give a quick shout out to the guys I was playing with. Be sure to go check them out. They're all awesome, great streamers. So I was playing with Lucifer192, Art is War, and Variable42. So I'll link their channels below, but be sure to check them out. They're great guys, great streamers, and tons of fun to watch. So let's get into the gameplay. Call me Zebo. Thank you for 5 months. Let's go. F4. Thank you for the tier 1 sub.
You know?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Mode.
Nobody came here. Massive sad. I was gonna put my sentry turret down and fry him. We have loadout.
Good loadout.
Oh my god. Control center giveth. I don't even need your freaking money.
Okay, ready for
Get
it.
out of here.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
I have a UAV in pocket. Somebody else can buy one. Ammo dump over here.
I'll grab the bounty.
Yeah.
Enemy
I'm gonna
UAV
go after these
overhead.
two guys up here. Yeah, one of them's
Objective
the
is to
bounty.
eliminate the bounty target. Friendly UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy soldier incoming. Bounty target is down. Well done.
Hey, respect the game. Alright, you gotta let them respawn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on a hunt.
Ma che cazzo? Enemy UAV overhead. I'm in the safe. 25 remain. Got the work zone.
Oh, on me! He's punching me!
Coming.
Gas is moving.
I agree, the OTS is king, close range.
Okay,
We're in
don't
safe
wipe.
zone. Watch
Copy.
for enemy.
I'll get another UAV.
These guys were just standing here, dude.
Friendly UAV overhead.
Oh, is that the last one? I can't kill him, huh?
Let the poor man live.
Scary, though.
Enemy UAV overhead.
He's running
Wait,
into
now there's
somebody
two.
else. What?
The last one's in the building in front of him if we want to leave him. Or we can just fry him.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave him.
Alright.
Got a loadout drop inbound. Gas is moving in. New safe zone
That's
located.
I love you too.
Cracked him.
Enemy fire! They're toxing me.
The rest of the guys' teams who knifed me are in the big building. One on my body.
I just jumped off the map. First time I've ever done that. I don't want to talk about it. I do not want to talk about it.
Never happened.
Didn't happen in front of 187 people.
You need one of those men in black pens.
Ah, there's like 3 here now.
Contact!
No, 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 no.
Tagged a care package.
Oh my god, you're a rat, you're a rat, you're a rat, you're a rat, you're a rat.
Enemy UAV overhead. Positive ID on the bounty target. Sort them out.
There's one below me here, loadout.
One shot.
You got him.
I don't got him. I don't know where he went.
Okay.
He went over here. I found him.
Bounty target is down. Well done. Enemy team is tracking your position.
I need the ammos really bad, Z.
Gas is closing in.
What ammo do you need?
I'm good. I'm good. Actually, I do need sniper still.
Red threat. There's somebody close.
Charles over here. See him in the bush.
Behind you guys. Inside, just open a door.
The direct hit with an RPG.
One
Direct hit with a bunch of bullets to the face.
I'll get you. Oh no, sorry. There's 2. I down 1. There's 3 actually.
above me. Like on you, Orange. Tony.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. Fire sale is active. Buy station costs are adjusted.
Yeah, he's right above me.
Bounty target has been marked. Kill him. Enemy soldier incoming.
I'm taking rounds. Always blazing, baby.
That guy's close. Dang.
Bounty target is down. Well done. Fire sale's done. Prices are back to normal.
They're holding that annoying building over here. Found one.
Need to play it and then I'll
Wall banged
push
him.
it.
Gas is inbound.
Going in the other one, through this window.
Precision
Down one.
Going back to the precision. Drop it.
They're gone.
Yeah, they pushed into the other building.
Oh.
We're down one in this room.
No,
here.
what a rat.
You have a trophy in? I have no plates left. One of them's still in the other house, this floor.
OTS is disgusting, boys. This door just shut,
On the move.
I think.
Yeah, there's two rats down there. Probably more now that they've moved them.
Above us, I believe, stairs.
Oh my god.
friendly UAV overhead.
Other one's up top still. Oh, you guys
Yeah,
are
he's
maybe.
running to the other side.
The other team's pushing up. How was that not a headshot, dude?
Friendly UAV overhead.
Did you kill a girl killed you?
I don't think so.
You maniacs.
Oh.
Mark the target. We've got gas moving in.
Thank you.
Oh, window.
I downed him, Art.
Only 5 remain. Finish the job.
You'll be okay.
Another window.
Wow, I got his box.
Alright.